Hello everyone, I'm Alexander and welcome to Trader Help 101, and today I'm going to help you place your first ever stock trade. So it's going to be very exciting. What I'm going to do and how I'm going to structure this video is I'm just going to place the trade, and then I'm going to explain all the numbers that you're seeing, what they mean to you, so you're no longer confused about what you're seeing in the Wall Street Journal, on the news, and everything like that. Then you can do more research on YouTube and understand already that concept and move on to better questions and advance your trading knowledge. So if you want to follow me on social media, go to my IG page. I give 1-minute lessons on trader mindset. That's what I focus on. So my IG is trader_help 101. That's trader_help 101. You can gain a lot of knowledge about the stock market, but your mindset is what is applying that knowledge. And with the incorrect mindset, it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, you will not produce the results you want. So it's important to get the correct mindset and to structure your entire being on understanding there's different parts to trading. It's not just all mechanical, it's not all knowledge, but a lot of it, the majority, is your mindset. All right, so hopefully that helped. Now let's get into placing your first ever stock trade. I put Apple here. This is a trader simulated account, which is a fake money, and the platform you're looking at is Thinkorswim. They're one of the best in the world. I highly recommend them. So take a look at Thinkorswim, and this is a fake money account where you can practice your strategies, also get familiar with the platform before you put in real money. So let's buy 1 share of Apple, and I'm just going to do it, and then I'm going to explain everything to you, all the numbers that you're seeing and all the numbers you'll see on the Wall Street Journal and the news, and that'll get you acclimated. All right, so the lowest amount that you can buy is 1 share. So I'm going to buy 1 share. This is the order entry, and every platform is different, but it's basically the same. It doesn't get too different in the sense of what you have to do to buy the stock. It may look different, but the process is the same. So stock buy, because you can also buy and sell here, but we're going to buy it because we have no money invested in Apple, so we want to be invested in Apple. We're going to buy 1 share because that's the lowest amount we can buy. There we go, the stock. And now you see the price is fluctuating because the market is open, and you'll see this fluctuating. And that's it. All right, so I'm going to press confirm and send. I'm going to buy 1 share. Now if you want to change the price, you can, but for this example, I'm going to do something so you can see. I want to buy, let's say for example, at $140. Okay, I'm going to press confirm and send, and now this window comes up. Now to buy 1 share of Apple is going to cost you $140. 1 share plus the commissions. The total cost is $146.95. Okay, so you must have $146.95 in your account. Now I'm going to exit this, and I'm going to put 10 shares. Okay, and my price is $140. Send and confirm, and now look, the total price is now, cost of this trade is $1,400 plus the $6.95 commissions equals $1,406.95. That's the total cost of buying 10 shares of Apple. All right, I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to do, let's say, 100 shares now. And this window comes up, and now it shows you it's going to cost you $14,000 to buy 100 shares of Apple at $140. The commissions are $6.95, so the total cost of the trade is $14,695. Now you can put any amount of shares you want. You can put 2 shares at $140, as you see here. It's going to cost you $280 plus a commission, so $286. You can do 7 shares. And you see the example. That's how much it's going to cost you to get it at that price. But the stock is currently trading at a different price. But now you understand how this works. You see, placing your first stock trade is not very complicated, and you can see how much it's going to cost you. You can enter the price you want to pay for the stock, and that's it. Hope that was a quick lesson on how to enter and buy a stock. Now you can do this with any stock. Okay, I have Apple here just for this example. Let's put Facebook, FB. All right, it's trading at 126. Let's put a stock that's a lot less. Let's put MO. Okay, I see this one's $47. Let's look at a stock, let's say Fatburger. You see, this one's a $5. Now, how much does this cost? It costs $5 to buy 1 share. For MO, it costs $47 to buy 1 share. For Facebook, it costs $126 for 1 share. And let's try it out. Okay. Let's look at buying 1 share. Confirm and send. And there you have it. 1 share is going to cost you $4.95. Plus the commissions is $11.92. All right, let's look at Facebook. Let's buy 1 share. This is the current price that is trading at 126. Say send and confirm. 1 share is going to cost you $126.34 plus commissions equals to $133.29 for 1 share. Now, what does that mean, 1 share? It means every single time the stock goes from the price that you purchased it, it goes up $1, you only make $1. So let me further explain this example. Let's buy 100 shares of Facebook. Here's the ticker, Facebook, 100 shares. And for this example, I'm just going to put 125. Just for this example, 125. Okay. So here's 125. Enter. Now, how much is it going to cost me to buy 100 shares of Facebook at $125? The trade is going to cost me $12,500 plus commissions of $695. The total cost is $12,506.95. That's how much it's going to cost me to buy 100 shares at $125. Now, every single time Facebook goes up $1, I make $100 because I bought 100 shares of that stock. So if I were to own this at 125 and it's trading at 126, it's up $1. I'm up $100 because I bought 100 shares. You're always going to be up or down the amount of shares that you purchased. If it was $50, then every time it goes up 1 point, you make $50. So it's not the fact that the stock is going up 1 point that you're going to make equivalent. You only make the equivalent of the amount of shares you have for every stock 1 point that it moves. So if you had 5 shares and it goes up $1, because you own 5 shares, you can only make $5 per $1 stock move. Okay, the wording sounds complicated. It's truly simple. If it goes up $1, the stock goes from 125 to 126, you only make the amount of shares you have. If you have 100, you make $100. If you have 200, you make 200. If you have 500 and it goes up from 125 to 126, you make 500. If you have 1,000 shares and it goes up 1 point, you make $1,000. Now, if you have 2,000, it goes up 1 point, you make 2,000. You have 5,000, and so forth and so forth. And you'll see the increments fluctuating. So let's see if I can get this into the Similarity Trading account where you can see it fluctuating. So I'm going to go to Monitor, and I'm going to try and adjust this trade. So let's go here, market. Let me actually buy Apple, excuse me, for you guys so you can see what it looks like to buy 100 shares. I'm just going to buy it at this price. Let's see what happens. Remember, this is a simulated trading account, so it's not real money. I just want to give you the example. Let me change this order for a second just to get in, because I want to show you something. All right, there you go. I got in. There's two ways to set the orders, market or limit. I'm going to explain that. But now you see, right? So now I have 100 shares of Apple, and my price is $148.54. So every single time that this goes up $1 from this trade price, I make $100. And you see here, it's $8, $10, and so forth. So I'm going to adjust this price for this example. Okay, now I know how to do this. Let's do this. I'm going to reset all the positions, right? There you go. I'm going to reset all the positions so they're all 0, right? You see nothing moving now. Now I'm going to add, so you can see, I'm going to adjust position. I'm going to add 100 shares, and I'm going to put my price. Let's say, for example, I bought it at 145, right? $145, 100 shares. So that means every single time the stock goes up $1, I make $100 because I have 100 shares. Now, if this was 50, let's say, for example, this was 50, that means every time the stock goes from 45 to 46, I make 50. Every time it goes from 46 to 47, I make $50. 47 to 48, I make 50. 49.50, I make 50. 50, 51, I make 50. If I had 1,000 shares, once again, I'm going to repeat this. If I had 1,000 shares, this would be, if the stock goes from 145 to 146, I make $1,000. If it goes from 146 to 147, I make $1,000, and so forth. Okay, so for this example, I'm going to do 100 shares, and I'm going to put my price at 145, and you're going to see here the profit and loss adjust. And because we bought it at 145 and we make $100 every time it goes up 1 point, the stock is currently trading at 148.67. We should see a $350 profit, and it's going to be fluctuating because the market is open. You ready? All right, let's do it. Okay, there you go. So you see, I bought 100 shares of Apple, and now the stock is 148, and my profit is fluctuating. Now let's I just want to add another item, but you can see that it's going higher and higher and higher, right? Now I'm going to reset all the positions, and we're going to do this again. Now let's say, for example, we bought 1,000 shares, all right, because you have the money to buy 1,000 shares, or you just want to see if you can, it's really true to make X amount of dollars in the market. I'm going to press OK. And because we bought it hypothetically in this example at 145 and it's trading at 149, how much profit am I going to have? If I have 1,000 shares and every time Apple stock goes up $1, I make $1,000. If I bought it at 145 and now it's 149, how much profit are you going to see? The answer is 4,000. You see that? So every single time a stock goes up 1 point or $1, you make the equivalent of the amount of shares you have. Okay? You see that, right? I'm going to reset the positions. And now you see the cost of the trade and you see the profit. Okay? I'm going to adjust position. And let's say I had only, let's say 25 shares, right? Well, let's say 1 share, so you guys can see 1 share. And let's say for this example, I had it at, let's say we bought Apple at $140. Let's say we had this trade for a long time. You see the stock is trading at 148, and we bought it a while back. We bought 1 share because we were learning the stock market and we just wanted to buy 1 share to see how it works. And then we press OK. And you see, because we bought 1 share at 140 and it's currently trading at 148 because it's up $8 or 8 points, we only make $8.75. Now, this is going to be fun. Let's say, and I'm going to just entertain you guys with one example. Let's say you guys bought 1,000 shares or 10,000 shares and you bought Apple stock many years ago and you bought it at $125, right? So if it's $125 and it's trading at 148, that's 23 points, $23. So remember, every time it goes up $1, you make the amount of shares that you have. So 23, let's take out the calculator, 23 points times 10,000 shares is, actually I might have made a mistake, so hold on. Let's see, ready? Let's go. Okay, there you go. I didn't make a mistake. All right, so you see you made $200 and something thousand. Now I'm gonna now yes, it's cool, but if you have 10,000 shares at 125, it's gonna cost you a lot of money to buy those shares. So you have to have the capital also to do that. All right, so I'm gonna reset the position, reset all positions. Now let's look at an unfortunate situation. I'm gonna adjust position. Let's say you bought 100 shares at a higher price because the stock market has been going lower and all these prices have been going lower. So let's say you bought it at 160. Now remember, you bought it at 160 and now it's trading lower at 149. And for every 1 point the stock goes up or down, you lose or make $100. So if it goes from 160 to 159, you lose $100 because you have 100 shares. The same thing in all the examples that I gave you. If you bought the stock at a low price and now you're selling it at a high price, is the profit is the same thing if it's going lower. You only lose or make the amount of shares that you have as the stock goes up 1 point or goes down multiple points. Let's say for this example, you bought it at 160 and now the stock is trading lower from your purchase price, which means you're losing money. how much money are you going to be losing? There you go. You see here, you're losing $1,130 something, and it's fluctuating because the market is open. Now, let's say you had, I'm going to reset the position. So now you see you bought it at 160. This is all examples. You bought it at 160, and now it's trading at 142, which is almost about 11 to 12 points lower than your purchase price, and you have 100 shares. So every time it goes from 160 to 159, you lose 100. 159 to 158, you lose 100, another 100. 158 to 157, another 100. That's $300 from 57 to 56, $400, and so forth, because you have 100 shares. Let me reset the position, and I'm going to give you another example of if you had 1,000 shares, right? If you had 1,000 shares and you bought it at 160, right? And it's 12 points lower, how much will you be losing? If you lose $1,000 for every 1 point it goes lower or higher, how much you're going to lose if you bought it at 160 and now it's 148? Let's check it out. Press OK. You will currently be down $11,300. Okay? So it's also very important to understand how much you can lose, and that's where the amount of shares come in to making sure your position is the correct one, which is we'll do in another video. But now you understand. This is the basics of understanding how much you'll be making or losing when you place a trade. So I'm going to reset all these positions. Now you see in the quote screen, we're going to go back to the quote screen, it's the same thing. You see now these stocks don't fluctuate that much, and today's example is a pretty tough one because you can see that the market is down $400 and something. So if you want to continue watching this video, now that I showed you how to place a trade, I showed you what happens if you buy 100 shares, what happens if you're down when you're buying 100 shares, if you're up in the position, how it equates to your profit and loss. Now that you know all that, now if you want to get more in depth, continue listening or watching to this video, because now I'm really going to go in depth on what you're looking at. Okay, because I showed you how to place the trade, I showed you how much it costs, the commissions, I showed you how much you're going to make if you buy 100 shares, 5,000 shares, and so forth. Okay, so let's go into a little bit more detail on what exactly all this means. All right, so let's go to Market Watch. Now I'm just going to put this all in a bowl for Christmas and give you what exactly all this means. This is a quote screen. Once again, this is a Thinkorswim trader platform. This is a simulated trading platform where you can practice and get familiar with everything. All right, so I'm going to go through what all this means. So the first is the symbol, right? If you're going to trade a stock, you want to know the symbol, and that's what this is. That's the last trading price between 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern time. The last price is going to be fluctuating because this is an auction house. So it's going to go up and it's going to go down. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. Today, a lot of the stocks are going down. So net change. Net change means from yesterday's close, how much is the stock up or how much is the stock down? Okay, yesterday's close, which is Friday. Stocks only trade Monday to Friday. So on Monday, for this example, Apple closed at 150 and 73 cents, and it's currently trading at 148.34. So the net change is the difference between the closing price and the last price. That's where you get minus $2.40. I'm going to repeat that. It's very simple. I know if you heard it for the first time, it's not going to sink in. The stock market always has an opening price for the day, right? Because it's an auction house, so you're going to open, hey, what price we're going to open to Apple stock today, right? So that's where the opening price of that day is $148.15 for today. But every day, Monday to Friday, has an opening price. And then the bids, because the bulls and the bears are fighting, they go to a certain high, right? Let's say they're bidding, and they're like, you know what? It went this high. How high did Apple stock go for that day? Currently, right now, the highest Apple stock went is $151.55. That's the highest it has gone. Now, if it goes lower, we want to see the low of the day. The low of Apple stock currently right now, because it's still trading, is $147.26. Okay? Now, these numbers will change and continue to change until 4 p.m. And then everything that you see printed on the Wall Street Journal, all these news publications, that's what the official print is. So the official high after 4 will be whatever price you see here, and whatever low is whatever price you see here. So I'm just going to repeat that one more time for everyone that's new. Okay, the stock market is open from 9:30 to 4. During that time, the stock has to open at a certain price for it to be traded. So that's when you see the opening price, and it starts at 9:30, and you'll see that opening price. That does not fluctuate. That's the starting point for the stock to either go up from those prices or down from those prices. If it goes up, let's say it opens, for this example, it opens at $150 and it goes up to $153. That's the highest so far. But then it goes lower because it didn't stay at the highs. It goes lower, let's say to 151. Now this is what you will see, the high price, and then you will see the low price. What's the lowest it went? Let me better show you an example on a chart, right? Here's the chart of Apple. So remember we said the high, the low was 147. So you see here, that's 147, and then it went all the way up here to 150, whatever the high was, about 150, 155, right? Let's be exact. 151.55 is the high, okay? And then it's trading over here. This is where it's currently trading. You see that? You see here, 148.40. That's where it's currently trading. So it's currently here, but the highest price it currently went to is 151.55, and the lowest price it was so far today was 147.26. Okay, now it can end up being over here, let's say for example over here, and then this will be the new high. Let's say from here it goes this way. So then this will be the new low. And that's what you will see. Let's say it goes here. It goes here, right? So if this was the low, if this was the high, and then throughout the day it went higher, this is the number you'll see on the high. And this is the number, if it goes lower, you'll see on the low. But currently, on the quote screen, the current low, because the market has not closed, for Apple is 147.26, and the current high, because the market hasn't closed, is 151.55. All right. Now that we know what all this means, the close was the previous day close, The open is today's open. What the stock opened today. The high is what price so far the highest point has that stock gone to. The low so far, the low for Apple during these trading hours until it closes, so far it's 147.26. Okay, so let me give you another example, because this is actually moving, and I'm going to give you another example so you see everything here. So let's go here. Let's go to Yahoo Finance, so you see what I am talking about. Yahoo Finance, they're very good for this stuff. So I'm going to look at the historical data on Apple. So I'm going to put Apple AAPL, and I'm going to go here in the middle, and I'm going to put historical data. Now you'll see all these prices. What does this price mean, right? On the left hand column, it has the date, and the excuse me, it has the date. Let's go through the rows, or through the columns, excuse me. So this one is open, high, low, close, right? But now you know what that means. So you could go to any date. Let's pick this one, for example, right? So the first column, actually, let's do this. Let's do December 14th, so it's easier for you to see the columns. So here we have open, right? We go to the date on December 14th. At what price did Apple stock open for trading on December 14th? It opened at $169. What was the high, the highest price Apple stock traded on December 14th? $169.08. So you see, it didn't go that much higher. It went 8 cents higher than the open. What was the low, the lowest price Apple stock traded on December 14th? The lowest price Apple stock traded on December 14th is $165.28. And at what price did it close? Because it doesn't have to close near the high, and it doesn't have to close near the low, because it fluctuates throughout the day. So at what price did it close? Apple stock closed at $165.48 on December 14th. And you do it for all these other prices. That's what happened on December 20th. On December 20th, at what price did the stock open? Apple stock. Apple stock opened at $160.40. What was the highest price Apple stock traded on December 20th? Apple stock traded at $162.11 was the highest price the stock went to. What was the lowest price Apple stock went to on December 20th? The lowest price Apple stock went to on December 20th is $155.30. Okay, now that it's about to be the closing price, means what's the last trade Apple stock did at 4 p.m. What did it close? So right, because you have an open, when it started trading, and when it finished trading at 4, what price did it finish trading? It finished trading at $156.83. Okay, and you can do this, and let's say December 21st. So the day before, it finished at $156.83, and the next day it opened pretty similar. So you can have, for example, this open at from 5 points higher, 6 points higher, 10 points higher. It can do that. So, you know, if you see this quote screen, now that you see any, and you could put this for any quote screen. Let's put Facebook, right? Facebook. And you see Facebook has the same thing, right? What's the opening price for that day? What's the highest price it traded? what's the lowest price it traded for that day, and at 4 p.m., what was the final price that stock is. That's it. That's what all this means.